Right. So my lighting is actually, it's disturbing. Bear with me 1 minute. Just going to. Yeah, so I can, yeah, you all can see me now clearly, right? Right. So welcome you all for the IELTS speaking class today. And so we are meeting for the second time now, yes. And also we started the cue card questions last week and I introduced the cue card questions. And yeah, so today we're gonna have another small lesson which comes under cue card question. So right. Okay. So it seems like everyone is logging on into the class. Right. Okay. So without wasting our time, so we'll just start our speaking class, right? Okay. So I have shared 3 tunes for you guys. So the first one was actually about the proposing solutions to problem, talking about advantage and disadvantage. The other thing was a vocabulary lesson, vocabulary about childhood memories, right? So I'm going to start with the last tune. So if you have the tune, you can open it. But before coming to the tune, I'm going to have another chat with you about the memories. So normally we'll get some questions in the cue card section to speak about our memories or some experiences. නේ අපේ experience එකක් එහෙම නැත්නම් අපේ memory එකක් කතා කරන්න වෙන සිද්ධ වෙන අවස්ථා එන්න පුළුවන් අපේ cue card question එකට. So simply we can name it like life events. So in our life, actually, various situations are there, various situations. So when we pass through situations, that will become a memory. So we have memories, and also especially they might ask about the childhood memories. අහන්න පුළුවන් childhood memories ගැන එක common question එකක් ටිකක් IELTS වල. So before coming to the childhood memories, we'll start from life events. All right? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, so I'm going to share a tute with you, but I didn't share this tute with you guys before. So I request for you all to take a book with you. Because එක ගොඩාක් ලොකු නෝට් එකක් නෙවෙයි. අපි ඩිස්කස් කරන ගමන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට නිකන් අතේ ලියා ගන්න පුළුවන් විදිහේ නෝට් එකක් තියෙන්නේ. So it's better to take a textbook. අපි ලියන book එකක් නේ. book එකක්, pen එකක්, pencil එකක් අරගෙන room ගාලා එන්න බලන්න. Yes, you need some papers. Yeah, you need some papers to note down these things. If you feel like it's important, so then you can note it down. If not, I don't mind. I'm not forcing you. And also you can take screenshots. And there's another option, after the class, you will have the recording of the class. So then you can pause the video and note it down later on. So you have 3 options. You can write now, take screenshot. If not, you can write it down by taking the video clip by pausing, right? So you have 3 options. You can follow any method you would like. And so ultimately, we have to learn this vocabulary. So I'm going to do a small vocabulary lesson first, and then we'll move on to some mock test. Okay. So when it comes for speaking, yes, we have to practice daily. We have talked about all these points last week, I guess. Yeah. So if you are really new to the speaking, English speaking. So don't think it's IELTS, OET, මොකක්ද කියලා exam mod එක අයින් කරලා just try to speak about something. So last week actually we talk about yes, I gave the time for you to talk about your hometown. So two or three students talked, right? දෙතුන් දෙනෙක් කතා කරලා කිව්වා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ hometown එක. The others kept silent. So don't keep silent in the class. You have to be very visible in the class. If not, there won't be time to practice for you. Hari? Right. So without taking much time, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Right. Now, yeah. Yeah. So I maximize my screen and I think you all can see the screen. Right. So as you all can see, the topic is personal experiences and life events. Yeah. Right. So when you talk about personal experiences and life events, what is the effective tense to use? අපේ experiences කතා කරනකොට we'll take අපි ගමුකෝ carry දෙකකට අරගෙන personal experiences. So the examiner is asking a question from you, which is actually an experience question. ඔයාලගේ experience එකක් ගැන question එකක් ගන්නවා. So which is the very suitable tense? මං අහන්නේ මොන tense එකද suitable experience එකක් කතා කරන්න. I know that when we are talking actually, so it's not there's not a perfect tense, but we have to use many tenses නේද? එක එක ජාතිය දේවල් අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕනනේ. නමුත් වැඩිපුරම experience එකක් කතා කරන්න වැඩිපුරම use කරන tense එක මොකක්ද? What's a famous one? Do you have an idea about it? Anyone? Experience කතා කරන්නේ මොන tense එකෙන්ද? Yes, I got an answer. Past
Simple
tense.
past tense.
Ah, right. Very good. No,
Past
it's
tense.
incorrect. Sorry. It's incorrect, darling. It's incorrect. So let me show you an example. Simple past කියලා කියනවා, right? දැන් හිතන්න එපා වැඩි අයියෝ මං කිව්වේ උත්තරේ වැරදුනා මම නම් ආ ජීවිතේට උත්තර දෙන්නේ නැහැ ප්‍රශ්නයක් අහුවට කියලා. එහෙම හිතන්න එපා. වැරදි වලින් තමයි අපි හැමෝම ඉගෙන ගන්න. We all do mistakes. නේ? So from mistakes we learn, right? So let me share you an example. I'll stop share this thing. So I'll share my whiteboard with you, okay? Where's my whiteboard? Zoom එකත් අලුත් වෙලා හොයාගන්න බෑ මේ කොහෙද තියෙන එක. Okay. All right. Right. So you all can see my whiteboard now. Am I correct? If not, wait. No. මේක මේ අලුත් වෙලා ළමයි හොයාගන්න බෑ whiteboard එක මොකද්ද මේක මොකද්ද මේ Yeah, I'll share it again. All right. දැන් මගේ බෝඩ් එකේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ අඳින්න එපා මං අඳින්නම්. හරි. පස් වෙනකොට පේනවා කියලා තියෙනවා. Right. I'm going to type two sentences. මම sentence දෙකක් කියන්න යන්නේ. Hmm. Now tell me, what's the experience? As you all can see my whiteboard, I have typed two sentences. The first one is, I went to Candy last month with my friends. The first sentence. And my second sentence is, I have been to Candy when I was in the school with my friends. So just let me know whether the first or the second sentence says the experience. Yeah. You can send me an answer for the chat box. Tell me whether the first or the second one. Mm, okay. Yes, Ravindra, correct. What about the others? අනිත් උත්තරයක් නැහැ. Yes, miss? Yeah. First or the second I'm asking. This is just a simple question I'm asking. So it's really simple to type an answer and ඔය enter කරන බොත්තම උබා ගන්න පුළුවන්. නේද? නැත්තම් ෆෝන් එකෙන් නම් ඒ ටක් ගාලා එවන්න පුළුවන් type කරලා. මං හැමෝගෙම අහන්නේ ටක් ගාලා එවන්න කියලා. So the first one or the second one is the experience. very good. හරි. දෙන්නයි කතා කරපු එක්කෙනයිත් එක්ක තුන් දෙනෙක්. තුන් දෙනෙක් මට answer එක දුන්න මොකද්ද? Yes. Second one is the answer. So පළවෙනි එකයි දෙවෙනි එකයි වෙනස මොකද්ද? The difference, the first sentence says, I went to Candy last month with my friends. මම යාළුවොත් එක්ක ගිය මාසේ නුවර ගියා. That's a past incident. මේකෙන් ෂෙයා කරන්නේ past incident එකක්. අතීත කාලයේදී නැත්තම් ගිය මාසේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච සිදුවීමක් තමයි මේ කියන්නේ. එතකොට ඒක experience එකක් විදියට නෙවෙයි අපි ගන්න incident එකක්. සිද්ධ වෙච්ච යම් සිද්ධියක්. But when you go for the second sentence, you can see I've been to Candy when I was in the school with my friends. මේකේ තේරුම තමයි මම නුවර ගිහින් තියනවා මගේ යාළුවොත් එක්ක මං ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ. මම නුවර ගිහින් තියනවා. අපි එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් කතා කරන්නේ. ඔයාලා දැන් ඉන්ටර්විව් එකකට ගියාම මම කෝස් එකක් කරලා තියෙනවා. මම IELTS කරා කියලා නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. මම IELTS කරලා තියෙනවා. I've done IELTS. Yeah, I've been to කොහේ හරි ගිහින් තියෙනවා නම් අපි කියන්නේ I have been to somewhere, the name. gone කියලා කියන්නෙත් නැහැ අපි. I have gone කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද කියන්නේ? I have been to කියලා කියන්නේ. I have been to. So remember this one. මේක මතක තියාගන්න whenever සමහර questions වලත් cue card questions වල අහන්න පුළුවන්නේ. නේ? කොහේ හරි ගිහින් තියෙන දිහාවක් ගැන අහන්න පුළුවන්නේ. So in that case you have to say I have been to this place and කොයි කාලෙද කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. Alright? So when you're explaining, when you're just saying an answer, right? answer එකක් කියනකොට අපි experience එකක් නම් ඒක කියන්න පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ present perfect tense එක. මේකට කියන්නේ present perfect tense එක කියලා, not the simple past tense. simple past එකෙන් experience කියන්නේ නැහැ. So හරි ඔන්න ඔක්කොටම මම example එකකින් කිව්වා ඒකේ වෙනස. හරි. So now back to the lesson, okay? මම ඒකෙන් පටන් ගත්ත නිසා නේද මම ටෙන්සස් ගැන දැන් ටෙන්ස් එකකින්ම පටන් ගත්ත නිසා මට ඉතල ටෙන්සස් වල පොඩි ඩවුට් එකක් තියෙනවද කියලා. I'm not going to do a whole tenses lesson now, but I'm going to use tenses into my lesson, and I'm going to give a brief description how to use tenses in IELTS speaking. Okay, so I will start from there, and then after that we'll move on to the tutor I shared before. Life events experience වලට මම දැන් share කරපු tutor එකට ඊළඟට එමු. So I'll go for the next. අනිත් එකට ගිහලා එමු because I already yeah. All right. So it's not a complete lesson about the tenses, but I would share some tenses. So then I think now you're in the second month of the class, right? Which means that you have already completed the tenses and the passives from the grammar class. So then you have a proper understanding about this. However, yes, not in the class actually, but yes, we have gone through about these tenses and everything. Yeah, when you're in the school as well, right? So present perfect, as you all can see, the present perfect, we use present perfect to discuss mostly about the experiences. As you all can see, there's three examples I have put. The government has tried many solutions, but the one that has been more successful is the education policy. Present perfect. So here in the first sentence, has tried many solutions. try කරලා තියෙනවා ගොඩක් solutions. නමුත් success උනේ මෙන්න මේකයි කියලා කියනවා. The second sentence, many fashions have changed over the years. For example, trousers have become more and more popular among us young women. Yeah, so I have never thought about before, but it's very interesting change in our generation. So if you're answering for a question like, how have school learning changed as a result of the internet? කොහොමද වෙනස් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? කියන්නේ present perfect පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ යම්කිසි incident එකක් started in the past and also it has a result or a connection to the present. නේද? එහෙමද එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ සිද්ධිය සිද්ධ වුණේ අතීතයේ. නුවර ගිය දැන් නෙමෙයි. නුවර ගියේ කලින්. නමුත් ඒ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක තාමත් ඔයා ගාව තියෙනවා. Still you have that memory or the things that you collected. Yeah? So it's connect with the present also. That's why we use it as a present perfect tense. So here also, as you can see, the three sentences, they have a connection with the present tense. Okay, right. The other thing that you have to use once while you are speaking is the other common is conditional sentences. You know, there are different types of conditional sentences, type 0, type 1, 2, 3. So there are mainly 4 types of conditional sentences, isn't it? Yeah. So we have to use conditional sentences. Even if you can use a one conditional sentence while you're speaking, so that's perfectly good, right? So the first one says, if you ask me, I'd say that education is the most important thing. ඔයා මගෙන් අහනවා නම් මං කියනවා අධ්‍යාපනය තමයි වඩාත්ම වැදගත් දේ. I would say, if you ask me, ඔයා මගෙන් ඇහුවනම් කියලා කියන්නේ ඔයා මගෙන් ඇහුවනම් මං කියන්නේ. අහලා නෑ. If you ask me, ඔයා මගෙන් මොකද්ද වැදගත්ම දේ මේ කියලා මගෙන් අහලා තිබ්බනම් මං ඒකට උත්තරය දෙන්නේ කියලා කියන්නේ මම ඇහුවනම් දෙන්නේ කියන එකයි නේ. අහලා නැහැ මේක. I think that if you don't address the problem soon, what will happen is the gap between rich and poor will just get bigger. So this is type 1 conditional. Present and future එක join කරලා. If people paid more attention to their mental health, we would have less problems in families at work. All right. So if you have been asked this question, what do you think will happen to our health in future generations? So for that question, you have to use mainly the conditional sentence. That's what it means. Okay. And then the other thing is actually we have to use passive when you're speaking. The other most important thing, passive voice. The first thing is, the first sentence, often believe that exercise and diet are the 2 pillars of health. Yeah. And the next one is the problem could be solved easily in a few different ways. So yeah, I think that you have finished the passive voice lesson. So always you have to take what is been, if you ask a question from the verb, so the answer comes first. What is believed? It is believed often that the problem could be solved. What could be solved easily? The problem. Yeah, that subject comes to the first part of the sentence. So you have to be thoroughly go through Present perfect tense, conditional, passive. These are the common tenses to use in speaking, right? And the other thing is relative clauses. This is very important. Don't know whether you have done this lesson or not, but eventually you will have a chance to cover this lesson if you have not done this. So you have another one more month or for this month. May මාස hari next month එකේ hari. I think Namal sir writing එකේදීත් relative clauses touch කරයි ඕගොල්ලන්ට, right? So simply we use relative clauses for what? බලන්නකෝ පළවෙනි sentence එක කියලා මොනවද පාවිච්චි කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. I read about a really interesting idea. Sorry, I read about a really interesting which was නේ එතකොට I read කියලා ගන්න ඕනේ. past tense එක විදිහට අපි spelling සමානයිනේ but අපි ඒක කියවනකොට කියවන්න ඕනේ I read කියලා. I read about a really interesting idea. So I'm not stopping my sentence. මොන වගේ really interesting idea එකක්ද කියලා මම තවදුරටත් explain කරනවා. ඉන්ට්‍රස්ටිං අයිඩියා කියන වර්ඩ් එක පණ නැති දෙයක්නේ. ඒ නිසා මම එයාව විස්තර කරන්න පාවිච්චි කරන වර්ඩ් එක which. එයා පණ තියෙන කෙනෙක් නම් දෙවෙනි එකේ වගේ people ගාව තියෙන who කියලා. people මිනිස්සුන්ට පණ තියෙනවනේ. ඒ නිසා මං ගන්න who කියලා. හැබැයි animals ලට පණ තිබුණාට අපි animals ලාව විස්තර කරන්නත් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ which කියන වර්ඩ් එක. Okay, remember that. I read about a really interesting idea, which was a support system for working parents. So, what was the idea? It was a supportive system for making. And the second sentence, I think that the government should do more for people who have disabilities. For what people? Who have disabilities. So, we give a extra information about the people who have disabilities. So this is what happens by the relative clauses. So if you are using relative clauses, even I mean like however you are speaking complex sentences. So that's good to score, right? Yeah. The other thing is advanced comparatives. See, nowadays education is far worse than it used to be. This is really nice. Is far worse than කියලා කියන්නේ තිබුණටත් වඩා නරකයි කියලා. Is far worse than it used to be. Used to be කියලා කියන්නේ තිබ්බ විදිය කියන එකනේ. Yeah, nowadays education is far worse than it used to be. The second sentence, I think that studying online is miles better than learning face to face. Is miles better than. ගොඩාක් හොඳයි කියන එක. පළවෙනි එක is far worse than කියලා කියන්නේ ගොඩාක් නරකයි කියන එක. දෙවෙනි එක ගොඩාක් හොඳයි කියන එක. Alright? So these are advanced comparatives. And yeah, that's another one more example. It's so true today that people are considerably less healthy than in the past in rural society. So, all right. Yeah. The other thing is cleft sentences. Have you ever heard about the cleft sentences? මීට කලින් අහලා තියෙනවද cleft sentences කියන එක ගැන?
No.
No. Okay. So I was waiting to see an answer. Yeah. So, අතන මේක whole lesson එකක්. cleft sentence දැන් මම මේකෙන් අරකින් මේකට ආව මේකෙන් cleft sentence lesson එකකට ගියොත් එහෙම ඒක ලොකු මේකක් වෙනවා. right. මට next week පුළුවන් නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ next week හරි අපි බලමු. අපි අන්තිමට time එක තිබ්බොත් අපි මේක කරගෙන ගිහිල්ලා අපි lesson එක ඉවර කරන්න කිට්ටු වෙනකොට time එකක් තිබ්බොත් මට මතක් කරන්න cleft sentences ගැන කියලා දෙන්න කියලා. So I have a separate tude for this cleft sentences. So it's really nice if we all can use it. All right. So සරලව කිව්වොත් එහෙම ඔයාලට පේනවා මේ cleft sentence වල හැම එකක්ම start වෙලා තියෙන WH word එකකින්. What I really admire is what I know. මම දන්නේ මොනවද කියනවා නම් අර එහෙම කියන්නේ මම දන්නේ මොනවද කියනවා what I read is මම කියවන්නේ මොනවද කියන what I read is a novel. ඔය sentence එක අපි කියන්න පුළුවන් නිකම්ම I'm reading a novel කියලා. හැබැයි ඒකම අපිට වෙනත් විදිහකට කියන්න පුළුවන් what කියන word එක මුලට දාලා. What I read is a novel. Yeah. Where I ව්‍යා කියන word එක දාලත් කියන්න පුළුවන්. But අපි what කියන එකම ගමුක. What is one of the biggest changes is that we no longer spend so much time as a family. Yeah, what is one of the biggest changes? So ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි sentence එක start කරන්නේ what කියන word එක දාලා. What I really hope for the future is that. Yeah. So cleft sentences is like that. So we'll discuss cleft sentences if we do have some time in the later part of the class today. Okay, so make me remind that. Okay, so the next one is inversion. Again, not only කියන word එක පාවිච්චි කරන not only are individuals but also not only but also කියන එක දන්නවනේ, right? And concession කියලා කියන්නේ although despite කොහොම වුණත් වගේ word එකන්නේ although එහෙම වුණාට although many changes have taken place in our natural world, the most devastating is the existence of wild animals. So I know it's really difficult for us because when we are speaking, when we are giving an answer for a question, we can think about everything. But it does need to have a good mixture of sentence. Right? Right? So yeah, that's the end concession. All right. So, yeah, despite our efforts to reduce carbon emissions, we have not managed to stop relying on cars and air travel so extensively. So, although despite, so what I was talking, yes. මම කියා කිය හිටියේ ඇත්තටම අර එකපාරට අපිට කතා කරන්න පුරුදු වෙනකොට it's really hard. Yeah, it's hard to cover everything. But what you have to do is we have to practice daily. එක දවසකට පොඩි ටොපික් එකකට හරි කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. කම්පියුටර් එකක් ගැන, පෝස්ට් එකක් ගැන, නැත්නම් ෆැමිලි එක ගැන. So try to speak about something. At least like 10 sentences. මොනවාරි එක දෙයක් අරගෙන ෆෝන් එක ගැන. ෆෝන් එක ගන්න ගත්තාම කොච්චරක් දේවල් තියෙනවද? ඕකේ usages තියෙනවා. ඕක ඔයගේ memories තියෙනවා. ඕක ගැන මොනවාරි incident එකක් කියන්න පුළුවන්. So then we can say anything about the phone. So just make like 10 sentences without writing. වෙන වැඩක් මොකක් හරි කරන ගමන් so try to say something about that. Yeah. So if you're in the first step of speaking, so then you can do that. So ඒක කරනකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ අපිට? What happened when we are doing that? So the vocabulary, especially most common problem we all have when it deals with the speaking is we don't have enough vocabulary. Even though we have the vocabulary, when we are speaking, the right word doesn't come out to the right place of the sentence. Yeah, and we like what happens? We become like stuck. Like computers, like phones, we get stuck. Oh, what's the word? Like that. Even for me also it happens several times because sometimes yes we know the words but we haven't used that word for several time, so then we could forget it. Yeah, so always we have to, if you have to do this IELTS speaking like to score 6.5 or more than 6.5 like 7. So yes, it's hard practice. Okay, so these are some common tenses to use in speaking and I think that you will practice it, right? Okay, so from that onwards I'm moving for the vocabulary lesson. Okay, right. Right. So I ask you to take your book පොතක් ගන්න කියලා කිව්වා. If you have the time now, you can note it down. If you don't have the time, you can take a screenshot. If not, you can do it later on. I don't mind, right? So personal experience and life events. So when it comes for here, so these are some common vocabulary to use. Yeah, right. So as you all can see, in the first column of this table, quite common words are there. අපි හැම වෙලේම quite common words මොකද කරන්න ඕනේ? අයින් කරලා ටිකක් uncommon words ටිකක් අපේ භාවිතාවට ගන්න ඕනේ. So unforgettable. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි experience ගැන නැත්නම් memory එකක් ගැන කතා කරනකොට use කරන word that was an unforgettable day for me. Unforgettable. අමතක කරන්න බැරි දවසක් කාලයක් මෙහෙම කියලා කියනවනේ අපි. So unforgettable වෙනුවට we can use memorable or impressive. So we can replace. Yeah. Yeah. Unforgettable. So we can say memorable or impressive. So as you all can see, there's an example. The gig I went to last weekend was so memorable. Oh, the party I went last weekend was so memorable. The journey, that trip, that time, yeah, you can say that time I spent with my family last weekend was so impressive. So unforgettable. Example like a කැමති නම් විතරක් note කරගන්න. But you can write the words. Unforgettable වෙනුවට we can replace it by memorable or impressive. Yeah. Yes. So unforgettable වැරදි කියලා කියනෝ නෙමෙයි. I'm not telling it's incorrect. It's correct and also you can use it wherever you want. But it's better to be replaced, and if you feel like you're saying that word several times, so then replace it by memorable or impressive. And then you can see there's another word, memory. අපි කියනවා මතකයක් කියන එක. So memory කියන එක වෙනුවට අපිට use කරන්න පුළුවන් a lasting impression. So as you all can see an example, why I put this example is because lasting impression කියලා විතරක් කිව්වම we don't know how to use it in a sentence. So yes, it's no doubt now. This film left a lasting impression on my mind. This film left a lasting impression on my mind. That's really nice, නේද? Yeah, the film left a memory on my mind කියනවට වඩා මතකයක් ඉතුරු කළා කියලා කියනවට වඩා නේද? කියන්නේ memory කියන word එකකින් කියනවට වඩා a lasting impression කියලා කියන එක. Yes. Yeah, a lasting impression. They made a lasting impression in my heart. Yeah, this film left a lasting impression on my mind. Memory. So unforgettable with what? Memorable or impressive. Memory is with a lasting impression. Right? All right. So the third word is a rare opportunity. කලාතුරකින් ලැබෙන chance එකක්. Life experience ගැන කතා කරනකොට අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් එක මට කලාතුරකින් ලැබුණ chance එකක් අවස්ථාවක්. So we can say a once in a lifetime chance. Yeah. This is a once in a lifetime chance. I won't let it go. නැත්නම් past tense එකෙන් කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. That was a once in a lifetime chance. I didn't let it go. නේ? A once in a lifetime chance. කලාතුරකින් කෙනෙක්ට ලැබෙන දෙයක් කියන එක once in a lifetime chance. Rare opportunity කියනවා වෙනවට, right? The next one is in my memory. මගේ මතකයේ කියලා කියනකොට in retrospect. In retrospect. In retrospect, I made the right decision at the very beginning. Yeah. All right. So remember කියනවා වෙනුවට we can say recall. Like we recall all good memories we had in high school. Starting point කියනවා වෙනුවට අපිට කියන්න පුළුවන් තව word එකක්. Incentive. Yeah. The incentive was that I wanted to extend my own limits. And then the next word is get married. Tie the knot. Tie the knot. Today is a big day for my sister to tie the knot. And if you're sharing an experience, so then you can say, yeah. So last weekend, actually, there was a big party. It's my sister's tie the knot party. Yeah, my sister's tie the knot party. Uh, so that's beautiful. And the last one is wedding dress, wedding gown, cannibal. That's so simple. So unforgettable with memorable or impressive, memory with lasting impression, rare opportunity with once in a lifetime chance, in my memory with in retrospect, remember with recall, starting point and incentive, get married and wedding dress. So these are some quite common words has to be replaced by some other words, right? So I'm going to give you a small work for you. චුටි වැඩක් දෙන්න යන්නේ. මොකක්ද දන්නවද, right? No need to write this one in the textbook. මම මේ කියන එක මේ වැඩේ ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ පොතේ. ගන්නකෝ මේ Zoom එකේම තියෙනවනේ chat box එක. Yeah. So trying to make a sentence, a one sentence for whatever word you like. මෙතනින් කැමති මේ should use කියලා තියෙන කැමති word එකකට කැමති විදිය sentence එකක් මට හදලා එවන්න බලන්න. So then I can see whether you got it correctly. So කැමති කෙනෙක්ට කැමති එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. කැමති lasting impression. So you have the example sentences as well as in the third column. So yeah. Yeah, I invite you all to make a one sentence and put it into the meeting chat. So I will say whether it's correct or whether there's anything else to make it out. Yeah. So time starts now. බලන්න ඊතර sentence එකක් කියවන්න මට. Oh, yes, I received a one sentence. Yeah, I'm getting more sentences now. The first one is, it was a memorable day in my life. Perfect. My first child's birth left a lasting memorable day for my life. Yeah, that was really good, Miss Nirosha. Yes, I'm waiting to see some other. Yeah, he made a lasting impression in my heart. Who? Okay, good. Yes, I received three sentences. Yes, you are making it nicely. Okay. A lasting impression. So what happened is when you're making some sentences like this, yeah, you won't forget these words. ඕගලන්ට අමතක වෙන්න පාඩම් කරේ නැතත් අමතක වෙන්න. Suddenly යම් මොහොතක හරි කමක් නැහැ මතක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Yes, that's another one. Getting into Oxford was a once in lifetime chance for me. Brilliant. Okay, so I received four sentences. That was really good. Yeah, four. And is there anyone else who would like to share another one more sentence? I would give another one more minute if they're typing. Okay. No more sentences. It's okay. Right. We'll move on to the next part. Right. So now, synonyms. Yeah. This is another important lesson, right? Yes. Remember. Yeah. මෙතන මම තව sentences අර words ටිකටම තව චූටි sentences ටිකක් දාලා තියෙනවා. So remember, we can say recall, as you can see from the table. Yeah. I want to recall my childhood memories with my friends. Recall memories if you like. Please recall your memory. Where did you put your wedding gown? Right. So then මේ වචන අපි කොහොමද memory එකක්. I recalled good memories in my childhood. Yes, that was good. Right. So how to use these words to speak about a memory? Yeah. So I want to recall my childhood memories with my friends. I'd like to recall my childhood memories. නේ එහෙම කතා කරන්න බෑ. මම කැමතියි මතක් කරන්න කියන එක. I'd like to recall my childhood memories with my friends. Recall memories if you like. Yeah, දැන් ඔන්න recall කියන එක අමතක වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා මට sure. Recall. Yeah. So when you're speaking, when you're sharing your experience about something, so then you can say, I'd like to recall my memories. If I go back to my school age, I would like to recall when I was in grade 5. Likewise, you can say wedding dress, wedding gown. So yeah, it's something. Right. ඊළඟට starting point incentive කියන එකට තව examples නේ. Starting point. පටන් ගත්තේ මෙහෙමයි කියලා කියනකොට. The incentive was that I wanted to extend my own limits. I worked very hard to reach incentive. More I tried to reach my final destination, I failed at incentive. Yeah. And rare opportunity. අපි හදුව sentence, a once in a lifetime chance. So for me, working at Google was a once in a lifetime chance. So it's a killer, no, yeah? It's a once in a lifetime chance for me to settle at Google. Getting an interview call at Microsoft is a once in a lifetime chance. So, once in a lifetime chance මේ sentence මේව අපිට කියන්න වෙන්නේ, but මේක කියවගෙන යනකොට මේ words ටික අපේ කටේ හිටිනවා නේද? A once in a lifetime chance, incentive, ඊට පස්සේ recall, yeah, tie the knot. ඊළඟට මෙන්න මේ ගමුකෝ, in my memory. In retrospect, I miss my parents. I'm married to someone in my restaurant, wishing her all the best in retrospect. Memory, a lasting impression. Yeah, that would really important for us when we are talking about the memories, a lasting impression. The movie that I watch and that I watch a year before still has a lasting impression. Put it make mistake. The movie that I'm මෙහෙමත් කියන්න පුළුවන් නේ. Yeah. The movie that I was ඔයා හිටියා නම් රඟපෑවනම් එහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. The time that I spent with you will have a lasting impression. So your love has a lasting impression on my life. Unforgettable. Right. So now we are coming. What, as you all can see, describe a happy experience from your childhood that you remember. Right. Okay. So, yes, you should say. So, this is a cue card question that comes under life experience or life event. So, that's actually talking about the experience from your childhood. So, they would ask from us to tell what it is, how old you were then, what exactly happened, and explain how you feel about it now. Then මතක් කරගන්න බලන්න ඒ වගේ incident එකක්. Remember such kind of an experience. We have lots of experiences, but they're asking a happy experience from your childhood. A birthday present එකක් ලැබුණ වෙලා, birthday party එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, birthday present එකක් ලැබුණ වෙලාවක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. What else? A trip to the beach, a day spent with your friends somewhere else, not in school. Likewise, and if you have got enough marks for your scholarship exam. So that was actually a really happy experience for you. Yeah. So you have, yes, we all have many happy experiences. So චුට්ටක් මතක් කරගන්න බලන්න මොනවද කියලා. දැන් උගලන්ට මතකයි last week එකේ මම උගලන්ට time එකක් දුන්නා. අර cue card question එකක් ආවම අපි note කරගන්නවා. So මේක අහනවා what it is. දැන් පොඩි note එකක් අපි දාගමු. So what it is. මොකක්ද කියලා මතක් කරගෙන වචන දෙක තුනකින් note එකක් දාගමු. How old you were then? 10th, 9th, 8th? How old? What exactly happened? So the incident. So the incident has to be told by the past tense. Past tense එකෙන් තමයි කියන්න ඕනේ. මේකේ incident එකක් නේ අහන්නේ නේ. ඒක එතකොට. So and explain how you feel about it now. So සමහර තැන්වල අපි present perfect එක use කරනවා. සමහර තැන්වල simple present එක පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. So I'll give like around මගේ answer එක පෙන්නන්න කලින් ඕගොල්ලන්ට time එකක් දෙන්නම් චුට්ටක්. උගලන්ට පොඩ්ඩක් මතක් කරගන්න ඔයාලගේ ඉන්සිඩන්ට් එක. So ඒ විතරක් අපිට පුළුවන් ඒ ඉන්සිඩන්ට් එක මේකට ටැලි කරලා මේක මෙහෙමනම් ඒක කොහොමද කියන්නේ කියලා. ඉස්සල්ලාම මේක දැක්කහම අපිට වෙන මෙමරිස් මතක් වෙන්නේ නැති තරම්. It's not good. Okay. No, I'm so sleepy. When I'm just sitting down like this, I feel so sleepy because I slept only, I think, only 3 hours. Yeah, only 3 hours. after last night. Ah, it's so exhausting, and my eyes are like closing now because I'm just sitting like this way doing nothing, so it feels like sleepy. Ah. Right. So I think that you are ready now and you already have an incident in your mind or you have noted down what is it and how old you were and also what exactly happened. You have the incident in your mind. I think like that's why I believe you. Right. So that's a one model answer. Right. So what we are going to do is I'm going to give a chance for a one student to read out this. මට කාව හරි එක්කෙනෙක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද මම මේක කියවනවට වඩා ඔයාලගෙන් කාට හරිම කියවන්න අවස්ථාවක් දුන්නොත් හොඳයි කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. Right? So we all know what's there in this answer. Right. So කවුරු කැමතිද මේ answer එක කියවන්න මට read කරන්න? Anyone? Is there any volunteer or yeah, Miss Nirosha is there.
Thi-
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite subjects to talk about since I have a very eventful and pleasant upbringing as a child. Anyway, while I'm fond of many of my childhood memories and experiences, there's one experience which I specifically like to discuss here with and as much details as possible.
Mm.
This all happened when I was only about 10 or 11 years old and attending fifth grade in my elementary school.
Mm.
So I guess that it was fair to say that I had already developed some sort of objective and logical understanding of the world around me, which also mean that I knew that what I liked of birth. And one such thing which I really liked was to swim. In fact, I loved swimming so much that it would be almost impossible for my parents to keep me at home during the summer vacation, as I would make any kind of excuse to get out of home and swim. Anyway, by the age, even though I managed to swim in all kind of waters, be it a pond, lake, or a large river, I never swam in one ocean, and so I asked my father to take me to a sea to swim in it. Not to mention, my father was kind enough to take to me the sea and let me swim in it all day. By the way, I would never forget the experience of swimming underneath the ocean and viewing all kinds of fishes and stones while swimming in it. Besides taking pictures with a group of foreign visitors who taught me how to be good swimmer was just an amazing experience. Anyway, as I come to think of this experience, the best thing I feel is that I was so lucky to have such an understanding and caring father who took the pain to travel almost 600 kilometers just to offer me an opportunity to swim in an ocean. Besides, I also feel that if I didn't go swimming in that ocean, I would never experience the vastness of ocean with my little eyes.
Thank you very much, Miss Nirosha. That was fantastic. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we'll see how how this is going on, right? So As you all can see the first part of this answer, now from the first paragraph, as you all can see, what this person is doing is, අපි හිතමුකෝ she කියලා. She's introducing the topic. මොකක්ද එයා කියන්න යන්නේ කියලා බලනවානේ. This is one of my favorite subjects to talk about since I have a very eventful and pleasant upbringing as a child. See. I'll change the color of it, right? Yeah. Anyway, while I'm full of many of my childhood memories and experiences, ඒ කියන්නේ මොකද anyway කොහොම වුණත් මම මාර කැමති මගේ childhood upbringing as a child කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? upbringing කියලා කියන්නේ දැන් මේකත් එක්ක මේක කතා කරනකොට ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ answer එකත් ඔයාලා හදාගන්න try එකක් දෙන්න. Okay? This is one of my favorite subjects. මං කැමතිම දේවල් වලින් එක දෙයක් තමයි මොකද්ද? To talk about since I have a very eventful and pleasant upbringing as a child. Upbringing කියලා කියන්නේ හදා වඩා ගන්න මට හොඳ මේ eventful කියලා කියන්නේ එක ගොඩක් incidents වෙලා තියෙනවා. ගොඩක් events ගොඩක් දේවල් සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා මගේ childhood එකේ and pleasant. ඒවා හරි ආදරණීයයි හරි සතුටුදායක අපිට දෙකම තියෙනවානේ දුක සතුට දෙකම තියෙන මෙයාට තියෙන pleasant upbringing එකක්. ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳ experience එකක්. හොඳ joyful experience ගොඩාක් එක්ක හැදිච්ච වැදිච්ච දරුවෙක් නිසා මම කතා කරන්න කැමති දේවල් වලින් එකක් තමයි මගේ පොඩි කාලේ ගැන කතා කරන එක. So that's the meaning of the first sentence. So that's a really good starting, yeah. Anyway කොහොම වුණත් දැන් ඔය අපි ලියනකොට anyway කියලා ලියන්නේ අපි කියන්නේ however කියලා. but මේ කතා කරනකොට it's good to use anyway. කොහොම වුණත් while I'm fond of many of my childhood memories මට ගොඩාක් child fond of කියලා කියන්නේ like කියන එකට කැමති fond of many of my childhood memories ගොඩාක් කැමති childhood memories තිබ්බට අත්දැකීම් තිබ්බට එකක් තියෙනවා. There is one experience which I specifically like to discuss here in as much details as possible. So, ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් ඔයාලගේ experience එක මෙන්න මේ style එකටම use කරලා කියන්නේ words පාවිච්චි කරලා කියන්නේ මේ words මේ පිළිවෙලටම ඕනේ නැති වුණාට මේ meaning එක වෙන්න විදියට අපිට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right. So now I'm starting. Yes, now she's starting actually to discuss the incident. So this all happened. This all happened. මේ ඔක්කොම සිද්ධ වුණේ කියලා කියන්නේ. This all happened. See? This all happened when I was only about 10 or 11. I'm not sure. Only about 10 or 11 years old and attending the 5th grade in my elementary school. So, may I then what it is? Then, how old you were then? ඉවරයි. මෙතන childhood experience එකක් ගැන තමයි කියන්න යන්නේ. හරි? Right. So, yeah. And so I guess that it is fair to say that I had already developed some sort of objective and logical understanding of the world around me, which also means that I knew that what I like or preferred. ඒ කියන්නේ මම මොනවටද කැමති මම මොනවද ප්‍රිය කරන්නේ කියලා මේ තේරුම් ගැනීමේ හැකියාවක් ඒ වෙනකොට මට තිබුණා. අවුරුදු 10ක් 11ක් කියලා කියන්නේ නේද? grade 5 6 වගේනේ. So එතකොට තිබුණා කියලායි කියන්නේ. And one such thing which I really like was to swim. මම එහෙම කැමති දෙයක් තමයි swim. දැන් මේකෙන් තමයි answer කරන්නේ what it is. Swimming experience එකක් ගැන අවුරුදු 10 12 කාලෙදිම what exactly happened? Yeah, okay. So in fact, I love swimming. In fact, see how she's starting the story? In fact, yeah. In fact, පටන් ගන්නකොට in fact, I loved swimming so much that it would be almost impossible for my parents to keep me at home during the summer vacation, as I would make any kind of excuse to get out of home and swim. මම කොච්චර ස්විමින් වලට කැමතිද කියනවා මගේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි මාව ගෙදර තියාගන්නම බැහැයිලු සමර් වැකේෂන් ආවම කොහොම හරි මොකක් හරි කියලා පීනන්න යනවා. Anyway, by that age එක වෙනකොට even though I managed to swim in all kind of waters හැම වතුරකම මම පීනලා තිබ්බට මම මුහුදක නම් ගිහිලා තිබ්බ නැහැ. ඉතින් මම තාත්තගෙන් ඇහුවා මාව එක්කන් යන්න. So not to mention my father was kind enough to take me to sea and let me swim in it all day. මගේ not to mention කියලා කියන්නේ මේ කියන්න අර මේ කියන්න ඕනේ නැති තරම් අතර මගේ තාත්තා එච්චර කරුණාවන්තයි කියන එක. Okay? Yeah, besides, ඊට අමතරව කියනවා නම් taking pictures with a group of foreign visitors who taught me how to be good swimmer was just an amazing experience. So ඒ සිද්ධිය අතරේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච තව තව දේවල් ටිකක් කියනවානේ. anyway. anyway හැම ටිකක් වැඩිපුර දෙනවා. තුන් පාරක් කියවනවා. ඊට අමතරව උගලන්ට yet කියන එක apart from that else කරන්න පුළුවන්. So as I come to think of this experience, the first thing I feel is that I was so lucky to have such an understanding and caring father. So I'm just talking about my father. All right. Okay. So that is the end of the answer. Right. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give මෙතන එක්කෙනෙක් දෙන්නෙක් හරි පාටිසිපන්ස්ලා ක්ලාස් එකේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ගොඩාක් හිටියට එක්කෙනෙක් දෙන්නෙක් හරි කමක් නැහැ කැමති කෙනෙක් ඇති මෙතන මේ Q card question එකට ආන්සර් එකක් දෙන්න කැමති. බට් මම ටයිම් එකක් දෙන්නම් රෙඩි වෙන්න. ඔයාලා රෙඩි වෙන ගමන් මම තව සම්පල් ආන්සර් එකකුත් ඔයගලන්ට පෙන්නන්නම්. එතකොට අපිට වර්ඩ්ස් එකතු කරගන්න පුළුවන්. අපි බලමු පොඩ්ඩක් මේ වගේ Q card එකකට අපිට මොඩල් ආන්සර් එකක් නැත්නම් අපිට මේ childhood experience එකක් ගැන කතා කරන්න enough words තියනවාද කියලා. දැන් ගොඩාක් දැන් initial step එකේ නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගොඩාක් worry වෙන්න එපා. අපෝ මට vocabulary නෑ මට වචන එන්නේ නෑ අනම්මනම් එහෙම කියලා. ඔයාලා note කරගන්න. Sentence by sentence නෙවෙයි. Okay? Not by sentence. Just make sure you're writing each of the ideas. So then you have all facts noted down. Yeah? ඒක උදව් වෙයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කතා කරන්න. අපි එහෙම කරලා පටන් ගමු. කතා කරන්න එහෙම නැති වුණොත් අපිට හැමදාම කතා නොකර ඉන්න වෙන්නේ. So we'll start speaking like that. So to get ready for this model answer for this cue card question, I would give like around 10 minutes. Is that enough? 10 minutes වැඩි නම් කියන්න මට. So I would give like 10 minutes. So within that 10 minutes, I would show another model answer as well if I can. මම බලන්න මට පුළුවන් ද පෙන්වන්න කියලා. ඒ අතරතුර මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ටයිම් එක දෙනවා. ආන්සර් එකකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්න කියලා. Okay, the time starts now. බලමු අපි පොඩක් try කරමු. ideas ටික note down කරගන්න. So it's easy then. flow එකක් තියෙනවනේ අපිට කතා කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. Yes. verbs, two linking words or phrases, two advanced, last a very long in my life, which means it brought some big changes. Or you can say it was a watershed period in my life. It was a watershed moment.
Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to the memory from your childhood. So, buckle up and today, I am excited to share with you a heartwarming memory from my childhood that brings a smile to my face even to this day. The cue card topic. Happy memory from childhood immediately transports me back to a time of innocence, wonder, and pure joy.
Okay, so you can see the sample answer well. I would give like around another 5 minutes. right? Yeah. Okay, so I would share another document with you. Yes, from here. Phrases to use when talking about memories. So, when you're talking about memories, so we can use these phrases wherever it's possible. දැන් memories ගැන කතා කරන ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔය දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ හදාගත්ත note කරගත්ත එකක් තියෙනවානේ. So you can use these terms wherever it's possible. The first one is I vividly remember. Yeah. So we use this phrase where I will just maximize it a bit. Yeah. Vividly remember. Vividly remember කියන එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. Use when the memory is very clear in your memory. ඔයාගේ මතකේ හරි පැහැදිලිව සමහර මතකයන් තියෙනවා අපිට හරියටම පැහැදිලි නෑ. So if you can remember the exact memory very clearly, so then you can say I vividly remember. Right? ඊළඟට තියෙනවා one of my most cherished memories is. Yeah, to introduce a special. So introduce කරන්න පාවිච්චි කරන word එක. මේ praise එක. Yeah, one of my most cherished memories is කියලා ඔයාගේ cherished memory එක මොකක්ද කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. It's all a bit of blur, but it's all a bit of blur කියලා කියන්නේ චොට්ටක් බොඳ වෙලා වගේ කියන්නේ මම පොඩ්ඩක් නිකම් ලාවට වගේ මතකයි කියලා අපි කියන්නේ. So when the details of a memory are unclear. I have a vague recollection of කියලා මේක පාවිච්චි කරනවා අපි මොනවටද? When you remember something but not very clearly. Then make your opposite එක. හොඳට මතකයි නම් vividly remember. හොඳටම මතක නෑ වගේ නම් මේක. Yeah. Right. The other one, whenever I think back to. මම ටිකක් පස්සට ගිහිල්ලා කල්පනා කරත් කියන්නේ මේ ඇත්තටම පස්සට ගිහිල්ලා නෙමෙයි to start talking about specific memory, right? The memory still lingers. Still fresh. තාමත් මතකයි යාර. තාමත් අලුත් වගේ නේ. Yeah, it feels like it was just yesterday. ඊයේ වගේ. අනේ ඒක නිකන් ඊයේ වගේ මට කියලා කියන්නේ. ඊළඟට I can't seem to forget. කිසිම දවසක ඒක අමතක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. It brings back memories of. මතක් කරලා දෙනවා මොනවා හරි කියන එක. That moment is etched in my memory. Yeah. මාර strong හරි කවදාවත් කිසිම දවසක අමතක වෙන්නේ නැති එකක් කෙනෙක් එක නිකන් ගැඹුරටම තැම්පත් වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා අපි කියන්නේ අන්න ඒ වගේ එකක්, right? So when you're talking about memories, you can use of these phrases. I would give a time. If you want, you can note it down. If not, you can take a screenshot of this page. So then you can use these phrases. Yeah, so I'm just waiting if someone is writing, so then I have to give the time for them. Right? Okay, I'll move on. Right. So expressions for positive memory. So if you're talking about a positive memory, so then you can take off these. I look back on it. Make ඔක්කොම note කරගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Yeah, you don't need everything, but just make sure to take a one or two positive memory. I'll treasure that memory forever. That memory always brings a smile to my face. This is beautiful. Let me last line. That memory always brings a smile to my face. ඒ මතකේ හැම වෙලේම මගේ මුවට හිනාවක් කියනවා කියන එක. It was one of the happiest moments of my life. But මේ දෙවැනි එකයි තුන්වැනි එකයි it's beautiful. So if you can note it, so then it will help you to talk about memory. Right? Okay. And if it is a negative memory, it's not always positive memories we have, but sometimes, yes, we do have negative memories. So I'd rather forget that day. කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැතිනම් that was a painful memory to recall. මේක ටිකක් okay. I try not to dwell on that memory. It's a memory I wish I could erase. මේකත් හොඳයි. අනිත් එකත් හොඳයි. නමුත් අර ටිකක් ලේසියෙන් මතක තියාගෙන කියන්න පුළුවන්. It's a memory I wish I could erase. Okay, right. Yeah, and also as you all can see, I promised that I would show another example, right? So you can see අර අපි දැන් ඔය කතා කරපු phrases use කළා තමයි මෙන්න මේ පොඩි respond එක හැදලා තියෙන්නේ. So we'll read it together, okay? So read with me, please. මගෙත් එක්කම ඔයගොල්ලොත් කියවන්න. One of my most cherished memories from childhood is a time I spent with my grandparents during summer vacations. I vividly remember the days we would sit under the big oak tree in their garden, listening to my grandfather's stories. Those stories were full of adventure and wonder, and they have left an indelible mark on my mind. The memory of those sunny afternoons is so vivid that it feels like it was just yesterday, even though it was years ago. It's a bittersweet memory now because both of my grandparents are passed away, but I look back on those moments with great fondness and nostalgia. Yeah. So yeah, if you can read this again, ඔගොල්ලන්ට මේක ඔගොල්ලෝ තාපහු කියවුවොත් ඔයගලන්ට තේරෙයි කොහොමද අර phrases sentence වලට දාලා ලියලා තියෙන්නේ කියවන්නේ කොහොමද කියන එක. So read it again by yourself. ඔගොල්ලෝ තාපහු එකපාරක් කියවන්න බලන්න, read it by yourself again. පුළුවන් නම් ළඟපාත කවුරුත් නැත්තම් මේ ටිකක් loud reading කරන්න, නිකන් ඇස් වලින් හිතෙන් කියවන්න නැතුව, අපි කියන හිතෙන් කියවනවා කියලානේ, හිතෙන් කියවන්න නැතුව නිකන් loud read කරන්න බලන්න. Hmm. All right? Okay. Yes. These are some other phrases actually. Uh, yeah, this is important. Comparing the past with the present. අපි සමහරවිට memories ගැන කතා කරනකොට මේ අර කලින් තිබ්බේවා අපි මම කලින් දුන්න ඒවා වගේම ටිකක් common ඒවා. Okay? So comparing the past with the present. කලින් තිබ්බ විදිහයි දැන් තියෙන එකයි compare කරනවා අපි සමහරක් වෙලාවට. So looking back I realize how much things have changed. That memory feels like a lifetime ago. It's hard to believe how different things were back then. When I think about it now, it seems like a completely different world. That was a different time and I was a different person. Compare කරනවා memory එකක්. අතීතයේ සිද්ධ වෙච්ච දෙයක් නේ memory එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. So I compare the past and the present. So just the if you feel like these phrases will help you to speak, so then you could make some notes about one or two phrases. අපි බලමු මේවා කොහොමද පාවිච්චි කරලා අපේ cue card එකකට answer කරන්න කියලා. So you can take like අන්න මේක උදව් වෙනවා ගොඩක් දුරට. That memory feels like a lifetime ago. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I try Miss Vihara. Yeah. All right. Concluding your memory, and this is important. How to conclude your memory. Yeah. To do this, that memory remains one of my favorites. Whenever I think back on that day, I feel a sense of that's a memory that will stay with me forever. Yeah, that's good. Even though years have passed, that moment is still fresh in my mind. It's something I'll carry with me for the rest of my life. So මේ වගේ එක ප්‍රයිස් එකක් කියලා ඔයාලගේ memory කතන්දරේ ඉවර කරන්න පුළුවන්. So ඔයගලන්ට කැමති එකක් තියෙනවා නම් note කරගන්න. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now, yeah, so see, there's an example. Describe a memorable holiday you had. So this is not, yeah, it's a memory actually, but we'll see how that both phrases were used here in the answer. So one of my most cherished memories is the holiday I spent with my family in the mountains. I distinctly remember waking up early to catch the sunrise. It was a time when I felt so connected with nature. The details are a bit hazy now, but I vividly recall the crisp, fresh air and the breathtaking wave. The memory always brings a smile to my face, and whenever I think back on that trip, I feel a sense of peace. To this day, that memory remains one of my favorites, and I often look back on it with great fondness. Now it's your chance to read the whole answer by yourself. තනියම එකපාරක් කියවම බලන්න විනාඩියෙන්. All right? Right? Okay. Right. So from here, actually, it seems like yes. So that the usual tenses we have to use to talk about memories. The first thing is a past simple, as you all we have discussed past simple පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්. So describe specific actions. Oh, bear with me 1 second. Yeah. So describe specific actions or events that happen at a particular time. So, we have to use past simple, and also sometimes we have to use past continuous to talk about memories. So where කොයි වගේ දේවල් වලද පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ? It's called to describe actions that were ongoing at a specific moment in the past, often providing background information. As you all can see the examples, while we were driving to the beach, it suddenly started raining. So, ඔයාලගේ මොකක් හරි incident එකක් කතා කරනකොට incident එකේ background එක කියන්න අපිට ඕන වෙනවා past continuous. ඊළඟට past perfect ඕන වෙනවා to show that one action happened before another action in the past, and also past perfect continuous, present perfect, present simple. ඉතින් මම බලාගෙන ගියාම ඔක්කොම tenses වගේ පාවිච්චි වෙනවා. would, used to, අන්න ඒ වගේ. So බලන්නකො මෙන්න මේ example එකේ මොනවද තියෙන tenses කියලා මේකේ හැම එකක්ම පාවිච්චි වෙලා තියෙනවා. So yeah, I will give a time for you to read this answer again by yourself. Just do loud reading. Okay, so if you can do with me. When I was a child, my family and I used to go to the beach every summer. I remember one particular trip when we went to a small seaside town. I had never seen such a clear water before, and I spent hours swimming and building sandcastles. While we were playing, a group of dolphins appeared near the shore, and it was one of the most amazing sights I had ever experienced. The day has always stayed with me, and I think about it often. So, see, when we are speaking, actually, there's no any specific tense මේකම කියලා නෑ, but yes, ගොඩක් use වෙන එකක් තියෙන පුළුවන්, but ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඔක්කොගෙම mixture එකක් තමයි අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ.
Can you send up this note for us?
I think it's perfect නේද? ලියන්න ගියොත්
Yes.
එහෙම ලියන්න ගියොත් ඒක කචල් වැඩක් වෙනවා. මේ මම හිතුවට වඩා ටියුට් එක දිගයි වගේ. මේ ටියුට් එක ඇත්තටම මේ මම කරන්න හිටපු ටියුට් එකක් නෙවෙයි. අද ඇත්තටම නැත්තම් මම ඕගලන්ට කලින් මේක දාලා තියෙනවා. මම ඒකයි අර කලින් childhood මේ memories වලට vocabulary වෙන sheet එකක් නේ ඔයාලත් එක්ක share කරලා තිබ්බේ. So I will share this document with you. Yes.
No,
ඒක
that's better.
yeah. Yeah. Right. So it would be really important, right? Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, so here actually from here, yeah, you can see there are some exercises to do. Vocabulary matching එකක් තියෙනවා. පුඩි exercises ටිකක් just see. Yeah, match the vocabulary words related to memories with their correct definitions, right? මේ ටික ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කරන්න පුළුවන් නේ. මම මේක එව්වොත් එimhe මේ ටික කරලා අපිට next week වල මේක හොඳයිද නැද්ද කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. So මෙන්න මෙතන sample answers ටිකක්, ඒ කියන්නේ චුටි චුටි කැලේ ටිකක් මම දාලා තියෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට practice වෙන්න. ඊළඟට worksheet 4 එකක් තියෙනවා. ඕගොල්ලන්ට තව කෙනෙක් එක්ක practice scenario එකක්. Describe a memorable trip you took with your family. So sample answer එකත් මම මෙතන attach කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒතර ඕගොල්ලන්ට උත්තරයකුත් දීලා උත්තරෙත් එක්කම බලා ගන්න පුළුවන්. මොකක්ද ඔය කොයි වගේ එකක්ද මේ ස්කියු කාඩ් එකට මීට වඩා අපි කතා කරන්න ඕනේ හැබැයි. මේක enough නෑ මේක මේ ඇති නැහැ. මේක චූටක් කිව්වම ඇති නේ නම් කියලා හිතන්න පුළුවන්. No, this is not enough, but you can take an idea what to tell. Right. හරි. දැන් නිකන් ස්ටොප් ෂෙයා කරන්නම්කෝ. දැන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට ගොඩක් ටයිම් එක දුන්නනේ මම ලෑස්ති වෙන්න බලා ගන්න මෙහෙම කියලා. දැන් පොඩි අයිඩියා එකක් හරි ඔළුවේ තියෙනවනේ. right. So මම දැන් දැන් ටයිම් එක දෙන්න කැමති ඔයාලට. yes. දැන් විනාඩි නේද දැන් ක්ලාස් එක ඉවර වෙන්නත් තව විනාඩි 10ක් 15ක් තියෙන්නේ. 15කුත් නැහැ. විනාඩි 10ක් වගේ තියෙන්නේ. දැන් විනාඩි 10ක් ඉතුරු වෙන්න මුළු ක්ලාස් එකේම කතා කරේ මම. It's not fair. It's not fair. I know. I know that you're waiting till I'm giving the time for you to speak. So it's your time now. If you raise your hand, I would give the chance for you to speak about a childhood memory. Yeah, for this cue card question. So, yeah, it's your time. Please raise your hand if you like to give an answer for the question. So then I would give some comments about your speaking as well. We'll see whether we can do it perfectly, or it doesn't have to be very perfect because we can't make it perfectly. Yeah, nothing has to be perfect, but even if you can try it out, that's really good. Yes, okay, really nice. Yes, I have one, and I'm waiting to see another 2 or 3 more. බලමු තව දෙන්නෙක් තුන් දෙනෙක් එයිද කියලා. Yes, to raise your hand, you need a really good courage. ලොකු courage එකක් ඕනේ. So we'll see whether there are any other. Oh my God, I don't know. මෙච්චර සීතල කියලා. It's 11 outside, but it's like freezing for me. So උස්සපු එක්කෙනා ගියාද මන්ද? බය හිතුණත් දන්නේ. බය වෙන්න එපා. මම මේ චුට්ටක් තව දෙතුන් දෙනෙක් එනකන් ඉන්නේ. අපි පටන් ගමු යාගෙන්. නැත්නම් යත් යයි වගේ. Yes, I have to. So, I'm going to give 2 minutes. මම time එක ගන්නම්. Right. Lakshita.
Yes, Miss. I'm Lakshita.
Right. You're Lakshita, right. Okay, Lakshita, just bear with me 1 second. I will share the cue card question for you, so it's easy for you to speak then, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you know what to talk. Yeah. Just bear with me 1 second. All right, okay, so you can see the cue card question, and so you have 2 minutes to speak, and the time starts now.
Actually, I don't have happy experiences, but I have experience, but some extent it's happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share my experience with you. Okay. I'm going to talk something I can able to remember in my life. This is this was happened 3 decades ago. That's mean 90s, 1990s. After school, one day I was coming to home with my younger brother, and we used to play in the river after school. One day, I and my brother went there, and when I went there, there was a huge tree cut into the river where someone is, and he has took the trunk and leave the branches into the river, and they were collected in the deeper part of the river in that particular area. And as a young boys, we were hurried to jump into the river, and suddenly with our few friends, we played in that particular area. Suddenly, I was caught in a tree branch in the deeper part of that particular area, and I tried hard to escape from that incident, and anyhow I managed to escape, but unfortunately I was caught in a tree branch and got injured. Yeah.
Okay, so Lakshita, that is the end of the time actually. Even I gave another some seconds more as well. Yeah, actually, it was a good start. It is a good start, right? It's a good start.
Yeah.
So you start with
Not
a topic
yet.
sentence. It's your first time speaking, isn't it?
Uh,
No?
but Yeah,
With
in your
me,
class,
yes.
it's the first
Yeah,
time.
with me, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
the first time. Right, very good, Miss. Sorry, Mr. Lakshita. So I really appreciate your presence because, yes, as I said before, yes, you need good courage to raise your hand, right? Because even it is an online class, still we have that kind of what is it? It says අපි කියන මොකක්ද? අපිට නිකන් පොඩි චකිතයක් වගේ එකක් එනවනේ නේ. යා ඒක ඔන්ලයින්ද ෆිසිකල්ද මොකක් හෝ වේවා ඒක තාම අපිට එහෙම තේරෙනවා. It's okay. But yeah, still you make it out actually. Yes. So yeah. When you yes, when you start the the role, not the role play, the speech, the cue card one, it was not perfectly well the way you start, but you start with the topics, and that was really nice actually because you didn't jump out to the exact incident first. But you said, right, you have a lot of experiences, but you're talking about one experience. So that's good actually. And eventually, when you're saying your incident actually, so I uh, just understood the way you're speaking, the grammar, the sentences. You can speak well. ඔයාට හොඳට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි සමහර තැන්වල පොඩක් අර පොඩි අර නර්ව්නස් එක නෑ පොඩි
yeah,
නර්වස් ගතියක් තියෙන නිසා පොඩක් පැටලෙන ගතිය තියෙන. ස්ටිල් ඔයාට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එක. ඔයා හොඳට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරොත් ඔයාට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම දාගන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ ග්‍රේඩ් එකක්. මොකද ඔයාගේ ග්‍රැමර් ඕකේ. මගේ ග්‍රැමර් හොඳට තිබුණා. ඔයාගේ පාස්ට් ටෙන්ස් මොකද ගොඩාක් අයට ඉන්සිඩන්ට්ස් කතා කරන්න අමාරුයි. ප්‍රසන්ට් එකයි පාස්ට් එකයි මික්ස් වෙනවා. බට ඔයා කතා කරනකොට එහෙම ලොකු මික්ස් එකක් මම දැක්කේ නෑ පාස්ට් ටෙන්ස් වලින් ලස්සනට ඒක ආවා. සෝ ඒක ගොඩක් අයට අමාරුයි. So ඒ අමාරු පාර්ට් එක ඔයාගෙන් ආව නිසා I believe if you practice so well, you could do it. Yeah, so that's a good
yeah,
start
yeah.
for today. Well done.
Yes.
Right. So
Thank you.
I'd like to give the chance to Ravindya.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome. So
Um,
yeah, your time starts now, Miss. Yes.
Speaking of a happy experience from my childhood that I remember, I would like to speak about the day we won the Junior National Bilingual Debate Competition in 2012, I suppose. So I was just 10 or 11 at that time. I was studying in the sixth grade, and out of the blue, I was selected for the like junior debating club of my school. I think my class teacher suggested me. Um, so at first, I was not kind of interested about the club and topic. I was just sitting there at the because rest of the students were elder than me, so I was just listening how they conduct the club and all. But surprisingly, I was selected as the leader of the club. So after that, I kind of feel the weight of the responsibility and all because especially there was an upcoming debate competition. The nationals were in 2 months, so I had to prepare my team for that. I was kind of nervous because I was the youngest of the club, but I received a great like help from my rest of my colleagues and especially my teacher in charge. And like in the day of the competition, I was very nervous, but after receiving the topic, I was kind of that nervousness kind of drifted away because it was something related to this like animal testing. So actually, we were already kind of familiar with the topic. We have already practiced it in our practice sessions. So and we were like we were selected as the opposition side in debating. We call it like negative or neg. So I was expecting it to be like take a lot of time, but like after 1.5 hours, we already won the cup actually. So that would be a momentous occasion in my academic life, especially as a middle school. I was just 10, and I
Wow,
can recall how
Ravindra. Yeah. Thank you very much for participating. Oh my goodness, that was perfect. That was perfect. Yeah. I'm so happy that you're around 7. Of course. I'm pretty sure
thank
about
you.
that. And when you've done your IELTS test,
Yeah.
please put a message. Yeah, please put a message to Mr. Charit whether you have scored 7 for your speaking. Because I'm pretty sure
Okay.
you would score 7 or maybe more. Yeah. Yeah. So because everything was there. everything was there, which means idiomatic expressions, your pronunciation, the vocabulary, the flow, the fluency, everything was there. Perfect. Yeah, it was
Thank
good.
you, Miss.
And
Thank
also
you so
perfectly
much.
timing. Yeah, you finish at the say 2 minutes. Yeah. So you made the
Thank you.
time as well. Well done. Right. Okay. So I'm pretty good. Happy. So then others also can take an example of her because when she is speaking, and so Miss Ravindra, I would request for you whenever I give the chance, please speak, so then you would become a role model for the others as well. Yeah, so they could know how to answer for the question, because when someone is speaking like the way you're speaking, so they could know how to speak like that way. Okay, so these words, and we also have to be like that. So please participate for the classes and do some mock tests with me. So that's really nice, and also the others also did a very good job, right? So thank you very much, guys, for coming for today's speaking class, and hope to see you again on next Sunday. Till then, good night, everybody. Bye bye. Thank you.